All right, folks, let's kick things off with the undisputed king of the chatbot arena, ChatGPT. This isn't just another AI assistant. It's a cultural phenomenon, a game changer that's redefined how we interact with technology. We've all seen the hype, and for good reason. ChatGPT's ability to generate human-quality text, write code, answer questions, and even translate languages is genuinely impressive. But what's powering this incredible performance? It's OpenAI's latest and greatest, the GPT-4o model. Think of it as the brains of the operation, a massively powerful neural network trained on a colossal dataset of text and code. This model is incredibly fast and fluid, and that's why a lot of people find themselves using ChatGPT for a variety of different uses. This is not just something new for academics or code writers, but the potential applications are endless. Ever needed to write a quick email, a marketing copy that really cuts through all the noise and gets to your customer? ChatGPT can do it. That's the magic. But ChatGPT isn't without its limitations, especially its capacity and access issues. During peak times, you could be locked out completely, and even when it's available, you might find yourself waiting longer than you'd prefer. Also, despite some recent updates, the accuracy isn't always perfect. So remember, don't take everything ChatGPT tells you at face value. Always verify information from reliable sources. Plus, the free version has limitations on the models you can use, and there can be waiting times to get responses. We'll be comparing costs later in the video, but for now, let's move on to some excellent alternatives. Next up, we have a serious contender that's making some serious waves in the AI world, Google Gemini. Now, Gemini is more than just a chatbot. It's a family of multimodal AI models, meaning it can work with different types of information, not just text. It's trained to do tasks that are far more complex, understanding and integrating images, video, and audio alongside text. This multimodal functionality truly sets Gemini apart. Imagine asking Gemini a question, and it being able to understand and interpret a diagram or a graph within the text. That's the kind of problem-solving power we're talking about. This flexibility lets you work with so many different tasks. Ever needed to analyze a web page, or even a YouTube video and create a fast summary? Gemini can do that. Gemini seamlessly integrates with the Google ecosystem, offering a smooth and intuitive experience for those already embedded in Google's world. And it's worth mentioning that while Gemini has been working hard to get parity with other platforms for some of the more challenging tasks, its pricing is very good, and the free version is very capable indeed. Now, like ChatGPT, Gemini has its guardrails to prevent the generation of inappropriate responses. Some might argue that those safety rails are far too tight, preventing conversations or inquiries about certain topics that another model might allow. As we'll see, the ideal model in this category will depend on your needs as a user. So, what are those needs, and which model is likely to work for you? Let's shift gears and talk about Anthropic Claude. This chatbot is making some waves. What makes Claude stand out? It's the remarkably natural, human-like quality of its conversations. This is a really well-written and structured model, one that feels different from the others, almost as if you're having a conversation with a very smart human being, not an AI tool. It really does work. This also makes it great for creative tasks, writing, storytelling, coming up with ideas, and those sorts of things where a bit of fluidity is essential. It's impressive. One unique selling point for Claude is its strong focus on privacy. Anthropic's design avoids using any user input to train their models unless the user makes it available for training or an interaction requires review under their trust and safety rules. Another aspect is clarity on the limits of what's included in the usage limits for the free tier and pricing levels for their paid offering. They do a great job at not pulling surprises and clarifying ahead of time what you have access to and what you don't. Furthermore, there are tools to help you get the most out of it. For example, Claude Artifacts lets you run code in the browser or even save content you created for integration elsewhere. There's also now a shared projects and ideas tool, making it more suitable for team interactions and larger projects. While Claude is an impressive tool, it does have limitations on the amount you can use their free tier each day, so it's best suited for those who need just a little help occasionally. Which leaves us with our next challenger. Now, let's discuss Microsoft Copilot and what Microsoft has been doing with this chatbot. Copilot is deeply intertwined with the Microsoft ecosystem, which makes it a very attractive option for many professionals. It is already integrated into so many Microsoft tools, from Windows 11 and the Edge browser to Bing, Microsoft 365, and even enterprise applications, meaning you can quickly and easily integrate it right into your current daily workflow. Now, it's also worth mentioning that the model used, GPT-4o, is really excellent. This makes it particularly impressive for creative tasks, such as generating images or just plain language tasks. The look and feel in the latest version of Copilot feels a lot different from before, with a far more welcoming and intuitive interface. The biggest advantage for users is that this is very much a Microsoft product, so when compared with other alternatives, you have an enterprise-grade privacy policy under the Microsoft 365 security umbrella. You get very similar features as ChatGPT Plus, and those features are available, at the moment, for free. For some developers, the native support via Microsoft's various tools will make this an obvious winner. However, unlike ChatGPT or Gemini, Copilot's AI image generation feature is only available to paid users. While Microsoft doesn't explicitly say so, I feel that a key use case they're hoping for is that you might be persuaded to purchase a version of Microsoft 365 to get access to Copilot, which leads us nicely to Perplexity AI is more of an AI search engine, though it does have a conversational interface that's very chatbot-esque and uses AI chatbots and LLMs at its core. It's a unique approach, combining the best features of conversational AI with the accuracy and depth you associate with a search engine. What makes Perplexity really great is the way it provides sources. When you ask a question, it delivers an answer, but also includes links to original sources to back that answer up. This is absolutely crucial in today's world of information overload. Being able to validate the truth is essential. Because of this, it is particularly great for research and investigation. The other great feature here is being able to tailor your search, filtering the results down to specific types of data. Do you want to stick to academic papers? Narrowing the results to just those makes sense. But what about social media or YouTube? You can focus there too, and it does make sense. Another highlight here is the ability to combine these options, mixing and matching search sources to get the answers you want. It even now has support for Pages, where you can collate your search requests into web page documents. All that, whether you're using the free version of the tool or a paid version with access to more models. This unique mix of functionality and sources might be for you, depending on what your needs are as a user. Which leads us on to, now, let's talk about Inflection Pi, a chatbot that's incredibly personal and engaging. What makes Pi different? It's very much designed for you to have a personal relation with it, so there's nothing very businesslike or corporate about it. It's friendly and engaging, with the conversational nuances intended for more human-like interactions. It even provides reminders of things that have been discussed in prior chats, as if recalling prior conversations seamlessly. Its focus is on providing a conversational and user-friendly experience, so it avoids technical jargon and stays away from very dry, robotic types of exchanges. Some of the questions I find are particularly interesting relate to health and well-being. I recently asked many different models the same question. Some of the answers were informative, others provided what made sense, but also contained hallucinatory information. And Pi was the only model to not just provide an adequate answer, but go further and remind me of aspects of safety. That's the difference. Plus, it's freely available, which is really nice. No subscription needed. And if this is something that's relevant to you, then go check it out. But I should also mention, xAI's Grok is an interesting proposition. It's almost the polar opposite of Pi. If Pi was all about friendly chats, Grok is different. Very blunt and direct, to the point. The model does give off a strong, introverted vibe, which is a bit surprising considering it's deeply integrated into the X, formerly Twitter, social media network, but it's all part of the charm. It's all about speed and getting what we need and what we want. It comes with more relaxed guardrails than many other chatbots. Sometimes that's really useful. I asked the same safety question I did to Pi and other models, and it was the only one to actually pick up on potential negative reasons we might be trying to avoid each other, implying a depth of processing that many were lacking. A strong contender from Elon Musk, but it's also worth checking out. Now, let's take a look at some open source alternatives. These are fantastic options for those who want more control over their AI. You can also download these and run them yourself on local hardware. While the major players, Meta, Microsoft, Google, etc., offer most of their open source models with usage limitations, there are some good models currently available, including Llama and others. It's pretty cool. You can experiment and use them in your own projects, even for commercial purposes, without paying for API access, licensing, or worrying about usage limits. That means that you don't have to pay licensing fees. And you can customize these models to suit your specific needs, which is really nice. These open source models offer unique opportunities for independent software developers and smaller organizations looking to integrate AI into their products and services. However, they can be tricky. You might need more technical expertise to deploy, manage, and maintain these, And those open source models often come with less support than those from companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google. So it will really depend on your own skills and needs as a user. Before we consider what model might suit your needs, let's quickly compare some costs as well as some aspects of security and privacy we don't see discussed sufficiently. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: pricing and privacy. This category is something that often doesn't get enough attention, but it's crucial to consider, especially when working with sensitive data or for users wanting to lower their costs. Most of the models we've reviewed have free tiers with limited access, and the paid versions support higher usage limits. Some of the models, like Anthropic Claude, emphasize privacy and make it clear that they only ever use your data if it's reviewed under their trust and safety standards. Others are less explicit, so you have to try and interpret that based on their general privacy policy. With free versions, the response speed can also be slow when demand is high, which is something users of the ChatGPT free version run into pretty much on a daily basis. So it really comes down to how much does a higher cost justify itself for a faster response time and higher reliability. However, before you check your wallet, let's talk about another important aspect. The ethical and societal impact of these AI chatbots is a topic that deserves our attention. These powerful tools are quickly becoming ubiquitous. As such, we need to consider their potential impact across a variety of different areas, including education, the workforce, and business. Will AI assistants replace human programmers? Will students now find it easier to cheat by using an AI to write essays or other academic work? Will AI start generating content and text that's not only factually incorrect, but actively misleading and intentionally designed to cause harm, such as promoting dangerous conspiracies or misinformation? The use of AI models to generate deepfakes is also increasingly prevalent and causing some serious legal issues. What are AI companies doing to prevent or mitigate the risk? These ethical considerations are complex and require careful consideration, so before you sign up to these services, spend some time thinking carefully about these questions and assessing the risks for yourself. Now, with that said, let's dive into some of the criteria you'll want to keep in mind when choosing among the various AI models. So, how do you choose the right AI chatbot for your needs? It's a big decision. The best option for you will depend on your specific use case, your technical skills, your budget, and your priorities when it comes to privacy. If you're a casual user just looking to try things out, experiment, and see what these chatbots can do, then a free version of a large language model from a major player is likely to be for you. However, if you need the latest tools and frequently use them for various purposes that include image generation, in-depth data analysis, or something more complicated, then a paid version will give you far more value for money. Those who prioritize privacy and control may be drawn to the open source options, but they need the technical expertise to ensure they remain secure. For those embedded in the Microsoft ecosystem, Copilot's tight integration is excellent. Still, given the rapid pace of innovation, it's essential to remain flexible and curious, testing and comparing as these models get updated and better. So let's end tonight with some final thoughts. In this video, guys, we've journeyed through the fascinating world of AI chatbots, exploring the top players and delving into the nuances that make each one unique. We've uncovered some amazing capabilities, powerful tools that can truly transform workflows and increase productivity, but also some serious limitations, issues with accuracy, ethical concerns, and potential misuse. From ChatGPT's groundbreaking GPT-4o model to Google Gemini's multimodal brilliance, Microsoft Copilot's seamless integration, and Anthropic's Claude's focus on privacy, each chatbot has its own strengths and weaknesses. The best tool, however, will depend on your unique requirements, and you are likely to want several chatbots as part of your daily toolkit. Choosing the right AI assistant is a very personal choice and one that depends on your needs as a user. Keep exploring, keep testing, and remember to prioritize responsible AI use. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on All About AI Tech. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm very grateful for your support.